Now, from Frontline and the Marshall Project, 2 stories from inside the prison system. First, a little-known 2 strikes law.
For what am I arrested for now? If you have been incarcerated 3 years or less prior, and they decide to enact a statute, you're automatically sentenced to the statutory maximum. They gave me life in prison.
In association with Firelight Media.
2 strikes and you're out, if you will.
The system had to change. This law had to change.
2 strikes. And later, the experience of pregnant women in prison.
We have between 45 to 50 pregnant women in and out of Tutwiler in a year's time.
Common saying for being incarcerated is I came in here by myself, I'm going to leave by myself. We all had little riders with us.
And what happens to their newborns.
When you have your baby and spend time with him or her, and it's over, that's like the hardest thing that ever done happened in the world.
We're almost to the end of this, so I'll see you soon.
These 2 stories on this special edition of Frontline.
It was so hot, I barely could see. I opened all the windows to let the hot air go. I got in the car. He was white, kind of young man. He had a hat, a cloth hat, and a t-shirt with no sleeves, and shorts and tennis shoes.
For what am I arrested for now?
Attempted carjacking.
Great.
He grabbed my left arm and told me to get out and give me your keys.
Jesus. Try to take a car.
Yeah, if I want to take a car, I can take a car. It's no problem.
I screamed. He left.
You think carjack people do it for real? I'll do that, man.
We got a witness, and a lady said that you were trying to take her car.
I was so scared to death.
Okay, we are. Just gonna go into the facilities and just do what they say. Hopefully you can get out of here soon enough, all right?
Won't be soon enough, I know what to do. I'll be here for at least 8 months, 9 months.
No, you won't.
My sentence is life without the possibility of parole. So I'm in here till I die. It's a hard place to navigate. There's a lot of different people from all walks of life. So you've got to be careful. It still doesn't seem real. I'm 48 now. The average male lives to about 78 years old, which means I'll do another 30 years in here before I pass away, on average. I'm reasonably healthy, so I might make it till my 80s. So it's a long time.
I have a bunch of stuff here, boxes and things that we had to lift. Mark is in there so he cannot lift things, so I had to lift it. So that's one of the things that kind of, you don't have somebody here to help you, it's just you. This is our kitchen. This one was more my mother-in-law. She had those on the house and I always like it, so I just kind of put the little vase and put it in there. Got this, it's one of the little things that I treasure. It's a bar of BO5 soap. But it's handmade. So they made that, put my name out, and inside, always mark, I love you. They make it tougher every time that I see it. I am a pharmacy technician at Orlando, at the VA. Well, Mark and I have been together for a very long time. We have both got out of divorces. I always tell him that he was the only person that I know that goes to the kitchen and do the dishes with me. He's a good man. We bought the house this year. Some people say, oh, you continue being dumb, like you are married to somebody and pay this and pay that. But for me, it's not. It's like I say, I'm not taking anything with me the day I die, but I will leave him something. So what is mine is his.
I grew up, I was a very patriotic young guy. I wanted to be an FBI agent like my father. I had 3 kids, have a nice home, maybe coach football. I had an older brother who was a West Point cadet. I had a grandfather who served in World War II. So the military was a big part of our family. And I really believed in America, its principles, its values, freedom. I enlisted in Fort Dix, New Jersey. And then from there, I went into West Point. It was hard. It's a very competitive place. A lot of patriotic people, smart people. I played football there also. I was there in the early 90s. But then there were some things, there were some violent things that went on, and it was considered normal. I don't really want to get into that. I really don't. I'm sorry. It was bad. It was really bad. It's part of my life. I could tell things weren't right in my mind. The big thing is the noise. Your heart starts beating really fast. It's like being electrified, and you can't figure out what's causing the electrification. Every pore on my body would open up sometimes, and I couldn't explain why. I remember my mom, and she would call it my dark place. She would say, Mark, it's not real. It would help bring me back into reality. But whatever was going on, I constantly wanted to take that edge off.
How about your dad? You got family, you got brothers and sisters?
I got family that want me around, dude.
They don't want you around?
They want me around, dude. It's fun. I'm a freak show, man. I would have really bad nightmares, and I would drink during the night to go back to sleep. It wasn't a lot. And as time progressed, I'm trying to get drunk. I'm trying to stay drunk all day, all night. I go out a lot on my own, just to get away from people. If everybody was quiet around me, it would help.
He disappeared. I mean, sometimes he disappeared for days, and you don't know. It's just like you don't know what was going on. But then he called, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And so I was calm, but then he continued.
That's not my MO, dude. I've never done something like that.
So what is your MO, man?
Plain thievery, dude, all right? It's usually beer. Usually because my check didn't come in on time or something like that, that's all. I mean, I took these items, like go to the county jail, and I figured my quickest avenue back to alcohol would be probation. And then, of course, I would violate the probation, so it just became a collage of incidents. I really didn't get help until probably 2010. I went to the Orlando PTSD clinic. Unfortunately, the Orlando PTSD clinic said, look, you need a higher level of care.
So he had to go to Bay Pine. And Bay Pine said you had to be sober for 1 or 2 months.
So I was kind of bouncing between the two, and I was a mess. I was a mess at that time. A lot of drinking.
So how can you gonna tell somebody do not drink if you are an alcoholic? I think that the VA failed Mark.
Eventually, that's when the incident that occurred that put me here happened. I just go by what Ms. Hopkins said happened that day. I mean, I was blacked out drunk. Apparently, I was at a Publix talking on my cell phone, and I walked up to a vehicle, leaned in the vehicle, told the person to give me the keys and get out of the vehicle. The victim said they screamed, and I walked away talking on my cell phone.
I didn't want that. I didn't strong arm rob this chick, dude. Don't put that on me, please.
See, the problem was I had gone to prison for grand theft. Out of a Home Depot was a drill. Because I had been released from prison within 3 years, the state attorney offered me a 15-year plea deal, but he said, if you don't take this plea deal, we're gonna enact what's called the PRR statute, Prison Releasee Reoffender.
We could call this bill the We Really Mean It This Time bill.
People that have committed treason, murder, manslaughter, sexual battery, carjacking, robbery, arson, kidnapping.
So what we're trying to do is put these people back in prison before they commit another crime on a probation violation.
Sort of a 2 strikes and you're out, if you will.
If you have been incarcerated 3 years or less prior, and they decide to enact this statute and you go to trial, you're automatically sentenced to the statutory maximum. I was found guilty at trial. They gave me life in prison. Anything I say about the severity of my sentence, I don't mean to minimize the impact I had on her that day. She has every right to, have a normal day. And so I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart.
This is another Christmas. You are in my heart. Be safe, my love. Come back home soon. This one was from his mom. When you have somebody in prison, you're just not putting one person in there, you're putting the whole family. And we lost his mom already. It's
right before, it was hard. Oh man, I broke down on the phone.
And he calls like every 15, 20 minutes just for me to put the phone.
I'm in Columbia CI prison. I got about 10 people standing around me. I had to say goodbye to my mom.
Seeing the mother go through the whole thing, him not able to go to hug her. I mean,
that's hard. He's just a good person. I couldn't go to her funeral or anything like that at all.
Now the father is not doing well either. So it's very, very, very tough, very, very extremely tough.
And this is, these are the last years I've got with him. At first, my dad was like, well, you should go to jail, and that sort of thing. But as time went on, he was like, this is enough, Mark, I've seen so much change in you. I'm a law clerk at the Prison law library. You got a lot of guys in here with less than a 9th grade education. They can't even write an essay, let alone put a brief together for the District Court of Appeal, and they need help. I'm stuck in here. I'm trying to make a difference from in here, but it's hard. If there's any way I can get back to my family, I need to get there. I mean, it's hard for her because she's doing everything by herself.
An inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. Your current balance is $55.49. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Hey, babe.
Hey, honey.
Well, there's nothing going on here. I'm trying to get a hold of my dad tonight and see how he's doing.
Okay.
A lot of guys are interested in what I have.
It's always good to hear his voice because you always think, is he alive? But it's tough. It's tough. The phone calls used to be half an hour for $1.20. Now it's $4.30. They take whoever they can and make money out of the family.
All right, I love you.
I love you, man. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
For me, this is just an abuse of power. Not only Mark, because it's all the people that are going through the same process and the same pain.
My brother Dwayne has served 21 years on a 60-year prison sentence for the theft of a gold chain.
Stuckey shoplifted DVDs from a Seminole County Sam's Club. He was sentenced to 30 years.
I love it, and it works. Crime is at historic lows in Florida, so that tells us that it works.
There are currently 8,000 people in Florida prisons sentenced to mandatory maximum sentences under the Prison Releasee Reoffender statute.
I go back again to the whole thing. For scaring an old lady, it's just blew my mind. The system had to change. This law had to change. Florida had to change.
When you're in this kind of a place, you miss simple things. Just being able to go to Chick-fil-A and get a sandwich. I miss Christmas. I miss the holidays. I just miss my family, I wish I could be there. If there's heavy boxes to carry, I wish I could be there to do it for her. But I'm stuck in here.
Hey. Where's Mom? I can't see her.
Yes.
Coming up next, a special broadcast of Frontline's award-winning documentary short.
So this is the Birth and Care Group. We're the Alabama Prison Birth Project.
An intimate look at the experience of women in an Alabama prison.
You were locked up your whole pregnancy, and it was just you and that baby, and then to walk away from the person that's been there with you, it makes the strongest person break.
Tutwiler starts right now.
got your seatbelt on?
Yes, ma'am.
How far along are you now?
9 months.
Are you having a boy or a girl?
A boy.
First one? Second one?
It's my second boy. My little boy's been getting in trouble at school.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 10.
Mm-hmm.
And usually he's good.
He's going through some stuff. But don't let that be like, don't pity him to the point that you just spoil him.
I know I can't do that. My husband passed away 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them get away with a bunch. And
yeah.
Yeah, that's where I messed up at.
Have they been able to come to visit at all?
No. I wouldn't want to put them through that.
Yeah, I just feel bad when kids come because, you know, they have to be searched too. And
when I was a little kid, I remember we went to prison to see my dad, and it was crazy. Because I had Timberland boots that had little metal things on them, and the metal thing kept going off.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to take my shoes off.
Do you have a doula?
Yeah, mine's Sarah.
Yeah, we're the only prison in the Southeast that has that program.
I know.
I mean, you're going to have someone there with you, but we're complete strangers. You know what I mean? And it's different. They know you on a different level, and they can interact with you differently than we can.
We got pregnant females in here. I mean, come on. So do not smoke in this dorm, ladies. Okay? I'm going to start at the end and work my way down. Trim just a little on that one. Running close on that here. Pull it up. And yours too, your nails.
That'd be the grenade vitamin cabin. Grenade vitamin do that.
Okay, just do that quick nails.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, good morning.
Tutwiler is the only women's prison in the state of Alabama. But on average, we have between 45 to 50 pregnant women in and out of Tutwiler in a year's time. I know at one time we had 3 generations of women at Tutwiler that were from the same family. And of course, we have that concern every time a woman comes to us pregnant. Is this going to be another cycle?
Captain Rose to the dorm officer. Yeah, it needs to be cooked up and sent to the shift officer.
What is your current age?
36.
How long have you been in this facility?
6 months.
And what is the length of your current sentence?
36 months.
Not including your current incarceration, have you been in jail or prison before?
Mm-mm.
What is your highest level of education?
11th grade.
In the month before your arrest, were you employed?
No.
Were you raised by someone other than your biological mother or father?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And who was that?
Grandparents.
Grandparents. As an adult, have you ever been a victim of domestic violence?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes. 2.
Yeah, 2.
What's the baby?
Yeah. You're just wanting to do epidural and then whatever the doctor recommends, just go with the flow, laying in bed, birthing on your back. Okay. And that's what you've done before.
A big cup of Pepsi.
A big cup of Pepsi, okay. Sometimes being a doula just means giving you your space, so you are always welcome to kick me out.
No, you're staying there with me.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna be around through this. You're not doing this alone.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Anything else I can help with today? Okay.
So this is the birth and care group. We're the Alabama Prison Birth Project. And we come weekly and we do childbirth education. You'll get a healthy meal. And then if you want to be matched with a doula, you can be matched with a doula for your birth.
If it's all right, we'll just go ahead and start the lesson. To safely hold your baby, the baby's head is close enough for you to kiss, right? It's not just important for the baby, it's important for us because it's building that strong bond. And you're more primed to bond to your baby at that moment than any other time. But again, if you're separated from your baby for some reason, you can do this as soon as your baby comes back to you, even if your baby's swaddled up in a little burrito and asleep. It's okay to undo the swaddle and put your baby skin to skin. They will go right back to sleep here.
Well, let's go on and
Aaron.
Yes.
I just was like, how many of us have had babies before? How many of you raise your hand?
Had lots of babies.
Yeah. What I think would be good is talk about how we're going to raise these babies. But, you know, a lot of us go back and we're like, breathing techniques. I think the focus should be like your baby and how you're going to raise your baby and keep them and be a good mother and not have to go through what you went through.
She said, well, by the way, yeah, this is mine. I mean, Jamila. Yeah, this is not mine. He's greedy. Oh, he's greedy. He's
This is Antonio Jabbar, and he's in the shower. This me and him, me and him kissing, but he's still paying attention to the lady that took the picture of. But that's my sugar boo.
Look like she was praying right here. It's the same. These the last pictures I got, but I look at them over and over. And then I take them out and look at them again and cry and hide them again.
Yeah. This is me and Tylen. This is the day that I was leaving him in the NICU. I was just praying with him here, you know, praying that he would get better. He had swallowed some of my amniotic fluid whenever he came out, so he got an infection. So he's got to take a full seven-day rounds of antibiotics. But this is that day. It was devastating, especially finding out that he was sick the night before. And the very next day, knowing that I had to come back to prison, it just really broke my heart. And then knowing that I was leaving him there, you know, it's very hard.
So my nephew.
Well, this is Romeo.
And we love
him. He's a week and 1 day today. And I guess he's still with DHR, so I don't know where he at right now. So, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
We're all rooting for him either way.
Yeah, we talked about him already.
Yeah.
Don't cry. It's all right.
You're going to get some answers here in a while.
The Department of Justice is telling Alabama steps must be taken to curb sexual abuse at the Julia Tutwiler Prison for Women. The report called Tutwiler a toxic, sexualized environment. The facility in Wetumpka houses about 1,000 inmates.
We had a lot of concerns at that time about Tutwiler. A lot of what we were hearing from the inmates was a fact that they weren't feeling safe. So what we had to do, and we're still working on this, is change the culture. I'm Wendy Williams, if you haven't met me already, and I'm the Deputy Commissioner for Women's Services, and just super excited that we have committed stakeholders that want to have a voice in our process. And I know Warden Wright and Warden McLean and I share a similar vision. When we build a new women's prison, there will be an area where the mothers and babies can actually stay together from 6 months to a year post-delivery. We have made a lot of great progress, but we still have a long way to go. We're just now into our 4th year of implementation. With the DOJ settlement involving Tutwiler, we were compliant with 40 of 44 provisions, and the court report that will be filed by the 28th of this month will reflect that we are now compliant with 41. Those 3 are going to take a little bit more time. One of them will be accomplished with the help of University of Alabama and Auburn, hopefully. And then, of course, the other 2 are staffing, and that is a big challenge for us right now. We'll look at some data behind that in just a moment. What about the doula program?
There's been a lot of interest in the lactation room. I have 2 emails now from other facilities wanting very specific details on how we implemented the program here, which is exactly what we'd hoped to see. Tutwiler doing something that caught on and is giving this opportunity to all of these babies in the country. Yes, and
Can
we
you say
hear
that one more time?
I will, because we hear that. The hospital breastfeeding initiation rate where these women give birth is about 20%. And since we opened the lactation room in June, we have about a 50% initiation rate. So we've surpassed the hospital initiation rate, which is exciting.
And I'm currently on the breastfeeding program. Every day I'm over there multiple times a day pumping. It's very quiet over there. In this place, it's never quiet. I read my Bible and I pray and just kind of create my own little bubble and bless the milk. So when it does get to her, you know. Keeps you connected with your child. Keeps you focused on where you need to be to change ourselves so we can get home to our children.
And it's much harder to pump than it is to breastfeed. So I usually only produce about 2 to 3 ounces at a time. I store it until they can ship it to her. A lot of us have been abused our entire lives. And we enter into relationships of abuse. And then DHR wants to step in and say we can't have our children because they're going to enter into relationships of abuse. Well, help us, you know? Don't just throw us off into prison or take our children. Actually help us.
All this wasted time.
And one bad decision that I made, it affected everything. Mama, when you coming home? Then my child tell me that, Mom, you come home, stop doing the thing that you were doing. To hear my child tell me that, you gotta get your life together. I just look at it, I'm so mad at myself and angry, to be honest. To think about how angry that I am at me. It makes me angry. So I'm just angry at myself for not making the right decisions.
We're all angry because we put ourselves here, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the kids' fault that we took ourselves away from them. It's helped me talk to learn that I have to forgive myself for the mistakes that I've made.
You know, a common saying for being incarcerated is I came in here by myself, I'm going to leave by myself. We all had little riders with us.
Yeah.
And I actually named my daughter Ariana Angel Ryder.
All right, so you guys ready? So we're celebrating baby Elijah, right? Yay!
Be here Thursday.
That will be here Thursday, by the way. So it's a good thing that we are celebrating early. Yes.
Y'all ready? Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, ate in her blank and blank.
Curds and whey.
Yeah, that's what it was. Curds and whey. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife but couldn't keep her.
Couldn't what?
Keep her.
Keep her.
You hand it to me, and I'm it.
You ready?
Yes. No, but yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You got it.
I got it.
Turn around, let us see.
All right.
I know, you're so good.
I know.
No.
Oh, wow. It's nice. She got it too.
We've been in here right at an hour, believe it or not. How many people actually thought about using drugs or alcohol while we were doing? Is it possible for you to have activities like this, to laugh and to celebrate without using?
Yes.
It is. And that's what recovery is about, seriously.
I'm happy for her.
I am too. I am too.
I hope that you tap into what you get here. You're at the lowest, you're at the bottom. And so if you can make it at that level, you can always make it. That's the thing. I think you misunderstand who you are, but the power and the strength that you actually have. And you don't need someone else to confirm who you are. You have to confirm yourself. Okay? Just move on around, because I got a little gap here. There you go. There you go.
Rabbi said cheese.
Make us look pretty.
Okay. You can Photoshop it.
All right, baby.
Baby. He called me up here and I was like,
So what's going on?
nothing much. My baby's almost a month old now.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a boy or a girl?
A little boy.
Boy?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tylen Denver.
That's pretty.
Yeah. When I was 8, it's the first time I smoked marijuana. By the time I was 13 or 14, I was a full-fledged addict, used every day. The first time I got locked up, I was 14. I've been having, I guess, a little bit of depression and anxiety and just everything, knowing, okay, I just had a baby in prison, and now I'm fixing to get back out to him. And what do I do from here? You know, how do I go forward? How do I stop making some of those same mistakes? It's really hard in here. There's drugs everywhere. We can't even go to the bathroom, you know? You know, if you want to try to change your life and you're an addict, how do you say no when it's all in your face, you know? They just threw us behind bars, you know, behind the fence, basically, just to live with a whole bunch of addicts.
There's some peach crisp for dessert. At this hospital, I've seen them give IV narcotics right after the baby was born, which is something I've never seen at another hospital. And I've seen them offer Percocet even to a mom post-vaginal birth. So if you want to stay away from narcotics for your recovering, you have to say that to them. And when we talk about fear, tension, pain, when you relax your body, it doesn't hurt as bad when it's contracting. This is a poor pillow, I know.
As we're starting to have contractions, the first thing your doula is going to walk you through is breathing through it. Like, that's really important, because when you're in pain, we all, you tense up and you start breathing. That's the first thing you do, right? Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath in, relax your shoulders, and breathe it out. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Very good. In through your nose.
So what are some things when you get home that you plan to do differently so you don't have to be back?
Not to be back here. Mm-hmm. My goal when I go home, I don't want to come outside for a year.
But, okay, so...
But taking my baby to the doctor, that's totally different.
Right. So you're going to have to come out at some point. You're going to have to take your kids somewhere. You're going to have to go to the store. You're going to have to, become a part of society again. And so you need to have something in place, to keep you out of trouble. I want us to come up with a good plan. When I think I want to do this, this is what I'll do instead. And then, we'll set bigger goals,
Yeah, you're right.
Set bigger goals. And it's going to be a day. Our goal is to be available to our kids, you know what I mean? To be able to be a good mom to them, and to be present with them,
Yeah.
So I picked out this book. It's called I Love You Animally, and it's just going to tell you how much that I love y'all, okay? It says, I love you hugely like a whale. I love you shyly like a quail. I love you cleverly like a fox.
I'll float around inside my space shuttle. I'll eat all my food and special gadgets. Can I be any of those things when I grow up? But I don't need to decide just yet. I can just dream of having big adventures. Leah, I love you. We're almost to the end of this, so I'll see you soon.
Rodriguez, Mom wants to talk to you today to let you know I'm so sorry that I had to go. I hope you come see me. Say tell him the 8th, baby. Mom love you so much. And be good to your grandma. Stop being bad, baby, okay? And be good in school and make good grades, Rodriguez.
I want them to know that not a day goes by that I don't think of you. I think of you every day. I just pray to God that one day it can all be made right.
We're scared. We're scared because we don't know what's going on outside of these walls.
I wonder how much she weighs and what she doing.
What is she doing? Does she sleep good?
Does she sleep good?
Is she happy?
Do she cry a lot?
Is she calling somebody else Mom?
What she like to eat? I think about all them questions.
This is her mom right here. I can relate to the kids a lot because I was born drug addicted to crack cocaine. My mom did drugs like most of her life. And so society says that they're throwaways and there's no hope for them, or they're gonna end up in the system, or they're gonna end up on drugs just like their parents. You know, show them the love that I didn't get as a baby, being held, you know, being talked to. I didn't have that, you know, so for me to be able to do that for these children, it's been like a healing for me. When I look at her, I think of me, like when I was a baby, and I look at me and then I see her future, like there's hope for her.
Right, Amaya? There's hope.
Yeah. There's hope.
Thank you. Excuse me.
You want to have your baby? You want to have your baby? Oh, okay.
Miss Dixon and... Where we going, Miss Mills? Miss Zion.
I'm here.
You having your girl?
Boy.
You don't want to give birth because you want to be able to at least feel them and have them with you.
You feel so empty. Your heart just stopped.
It still hurts deep down inside because you have that bond. 24 hours to bond with a baby is not really much.
When you were locked up your whole pregnancy, and it was just you and that baby, and then to walk away from the person that's been there with you, it makes the strongest person break.
I know. I'm sorry.
Last call for factory to the sandwich line.
We advise Sergeant Abbott, Lieutenant Nelson out with J3 Misty Cook en route to Baptist South Hospital. What are you naming him?
Elijah.
That's right. the little labor suite or whatever is way nicer than the room they're gonna put you in for postpartum. I'm just letting you know. Don't get attached. They're only gonna leave you in there for like an hour after the baby's born.
And you go back to the little rooms again?
Yes, Lord.
Thank you.
It's easier to get down without it on. Yeah.
I always tell them, I say, y'all go on prepare yourself because, you know, you talking about you ready to go in labor, but when you have your baby and spend time with him or her, and it's over, that's like the hardest thing that ever done happened in the world.
Good care of a little buddy. Right, bud. You ready to go? You are so alert. Elijah. Everybody's waiting to see you.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Welcome.
Welcome back. Okay. Is it bad? I can't tell, but we'll.
For more on this and other Frontline programs, visit our website at pbs.org/frontline. Frontline's Two Strikes and Tutwiler are available on Amazon Prime Video.